What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scott, and welcome back to FudgeMuppet. We've got some exciting new stuff here, plenty of juicy details to talk about. This video is so full of Fallout 76 goodness, it's going to burst like a bloatfly's brain. How have we come to acquire most of this marvelous information, you ask? Well, about a week ago, the friendly folks at Bethesda invited one of us to a special Fallout 76 event taking place in the Greenbrier Hotel in West Virginia, which also happens to be the setting for the game, albeit a post-apocalyptic version. Anyways, here Michael got to get about 3 hours of hands-on gameplay, and he managed to learn quite a bit. And thanks to the hive mind we have here at FudgeMuppet, we all know the goss. But for now, I think it's time to expand the hive mind. You guys can all join by watching the video, liking the video, and enjoying all the nutritious and delicious, however not edible, 20 details you need to know about Fallout 76. You can also subscribe to enjoy deeper explanations on how certain mechanics work, and even get to see a rare mutation Michael discovered. Also, do remember that this is based on a build of the game which is before the beta comes out, so Bethesda might decide to slightly change the mechanics of how certain things work. Now, let's dive right in. Number 1. So during interviews, Michael asked a lot about the main story length. He was told that the main story has an estimated ballpark length of 40 hours, meaning it will take you and your party of pals just under 2 days of in-game time to run the whole main story, but that is just the main story. Even the overseas story is said to kind of veer off into another separate little quest line where you can get her personal journals and listen to all that. And there's just lots of little stories and side quests everywhere. The map is also huge, and it's already been filled out with lots of quest stuff to do. And then on top of that, there's all the events and other kinds of more repeatable content. However, do keep in mind that when Michael asked what they estimated Fallout 4's main story length to be, they also said about the same, so 40 hours. So if it was said that the games were quite similar in main story length and you complete Fallout 4's main story in less than 40 hours, perhaps you'll complete the main story of Fallout 76 in a similar time frame. However, he was told that aside from the main story, there are significantly more lore-based side stories and quests and world-building situations to find yourself in Fallout 76 rather than Fallout 4. Number 2, there is a Pip-Boy Quick-Boy mode, which is basically a transparent Pip-Boy menu, a setting that you can choose so that the menu comes up instantaneously instead of having the little arm raise animation, and you'll also be able to see what's going on in the background. So in those intense moments, you can quickly whip up your Quick-Boy and select whatever items or weapons you needed. This little feature is truly invaluable considering that there is no pausing the game world of an online game. So if you sit down to flick through your menu, you'll have to remember that everything still carries on, and that ghoul will still be gnawing at your foot. So every second will count, and the Quick Boy feature helps a lot. To be honest, from Michael's gameplay shows, I feel that I will be almost permanently using the Quick Boy option. It's just so handy to see if enemies are coming up to you while you're looking through your gear. Number 3. You would have seen a few funny clips of characters playing instruments in the E3 footage of Fallout 76. Well, funnily enough, this serves a purpose. Playing instruments helps you relax. After playing the guitar for 30 seconds or so, we received the well-strung buff of plus 25 to action point regeneration for an hour. So it might be a great idea for those nimble-fingered agility characters to take some time and play some music for a while before a shootout. There are other instruments too, such as the piano, which is found in the Greenbrier, but Michael didn't play this for long enough to get the buff, but I imagine the bonus it confers could be different to that of the string instruments. Number 4. Unlike other Fallout games, you cannot be the ultimate drug addict by jamming your veins with 15 different concoctions at once. In Fallout 76, you may only have a single chem active at one time, so just Jet or just Psycho, not both. Unless maybe if you find Psycho Jet or some other hybrid chem. Number 5. In Fallout 4, throwable grenades and mines got their own special button, allowing throwables to have their own separate equipable slot. It's the same deal for Fallout 76, however this has been expanded to include throwing weapons. You can have a throwing weapon like throwing knives for example equipped while wielding a shotgun, and then just activate the grenade button to flick a knife into an enemy's head. So if you want to be a ninja assassin running around the wilderness with a katana and throwing stars, that may well be possible. Personally, I'm a big fan of this, and I'm glad Michael decided to acquire enough steel to build throwing knives during his hands-on time with the game. Number 6. You will have of course heard about perk cards. Perk cards are basically perks that you can collect, which come with a variety of unique effects. But interestingly enough, there are special, rarer perk cards. animated perk cards, which, as you'd expect, are animated. They're not any more powerful than the normal perk cards, but they're definitely desirable collectibles that you'll probably want to seek out if you're a real completionist. Number 7, as you run around the wilderness, you can come across these tall towers that you can climb and use to help you uncover more of the map, Assassin's Creed's synchronization style. You basically climb the tower, activate to survey the area, and voila, in our example, it identified 12 new locations on the map, so this feature will help players identify points of interest in the surrounding area. Number 8. The repair system of prior Fallout games like Fallout 3 and New Vegas is back, but it has changed slightly in its functionality. In Fallout 3 and New Vegas, weapons and armor were repaired by using weapons of the same type, like having a spare 10mm pistol to repair another 10mm pistol. Unless you had the jury rigging perk in New Vegas and you could use similar weapons instead, but regardless, that has changed this time round. Weapons and armor in Fallout 76 are repaired by using raw components, usually obtained from when you scrap various bits of junk or weapons or other gear that you find around, so you won't have to have 30 copies of a Gatling laser just in case yours breaks. Number 9, if you're into aesthetics and don't want to cover up your pretty character in ugly armor, or you don't want to have to be forced to do so in order to have decent stats, don't fret, because you can wear outfits that cover that armor even if it doesn't quite make sense. For example, I could have a character who is wearing a vault suit with leather armor strapped all over, but then equip a police officer outfit without losing the defense benefits of the leather armor and vault suit. Aesthetically, it will be the police officer outfit too, showing exposed skin on your calves, even though the vault suit underneath would normally cover that. So theoretically, you can wear that sexy red dress without having to physically display the ugly combat armor underneath, but still receive the stat benefits. Number 10, power armor like Fallout 4 eliminates falling damage, increases your melee damage and carry weight, and these effects apply even if you are simply just wearing the power armor frame with no limb armor pieces equipped. Number 11, if you do happen to die because you weren't strong enough at level 3 to take on a level 50 Scorch Beast, then you will drop some of your junk and other items which are stored in a bag. When you respawn after death, a miscellaneous quest pops up directing you to your lost items, giving you a chance to go and recover the resources you lost in death. Kind of like how you can go and retrieve your souls after dying in Dark Souls. If the junk wasn't that important to you, then you'll probably give it a miss, but if you really want it, you'll probably be going back. Though while it mostly appears to be junk and resources, during Michael's playtime he noticed he lost a pipe pistol and some 10mm ammo as well. Number 12, you can find magazines and manuals that confer temporary bonuses and boosts to your character, just like you could in the other games. So if you want to read something like Grognak the Barbarian to help you smash heads, or Tumblers Today to help you open some boxes, then there are things like this. An example is if you find an installment of the US Covert Ops training manual, you will temporarily gain a unique bonus such as increased damage resistance while sneaking, or increased damage to other players. Number 13, you can actually gather materials from the real world environment at times. For example, instead of having to loot wood from a container or break down an axe to get wood from the handle, you can sometimes find fallen trees and harvest wood from them. So Michael was told by Bethesda staff that wood was very useful for crafting, so don't miss any of it. Number 14, if you happen to liken yourself to people like the Dalai Lama or Gandhi, then you might be the kind of person who doesn't like to hurt others. Well, if you didn't know, there is in fact a pacifist mode which you can turn on or off. And what this does is basically make it so you do not damage other players, meaning not just your teammates but also other randoms, so that you don't accidentally provoke them by using explosives near them or causing accidental damage. So if you want the post-apocalyptic world to get along and be friends and you don't really vibe PvP, then you can use this mode to help with that. Number 15, do not fret hoarders. There is a solution for you. It's called My Stash Box. In a camp or a workshop, you can craft an item called your Stash Box, and basically, wherever you craft this nifty big box, you can access your stash of stored crap. So if you store 50 teddy bears and a stick of gum in your Stash Box at a settlement, but then move across the map and set up camp that includes a Stash Box, you can get out those 50 teddy bears and a stick of gum. Basically, your stored and stashed gear exists in the cloud, and all you need to do is build your stash box to access it. Number 16, speaking of camps, when you're looking around the map trying to find your teammates, you can actually have the option to fast travel directly to your friends in your team or to their camp. So this will be useful when joining up for a quest or a dance party. Number 17, unlike other Fallout games, you can't simply use every weapon at any time in the game. Weapons are leveled, so you can potentially find weapons a bit above your pay grade where you won't be able to use them for a few more levels, or in rare cases, till much later levels. Number 18, when you initiate trade with another player, you can see their inventory and just casually see a lot of the cool shit they have. Like you can see, Michael was trading with a developer and just started looking at all the high level gear they had in their inventory, so if you're a sticky beak, good news. Number 19, welcome to the real world. Disease, rotting food, all the gross shit, it's in Fallout 76. Food rots over time and comes with a chance of giving you a disease. Swimming in water also gives you a chance to catch a disease, and of course drinking the water. However, you can collect the water and boil it to make it safe for consumption. There's even a really small chance of catching a disease from eating food you find in the wasteland, so you'll want some cure disease items in your inventory. In fact, you can even catch a disease from sleeping on a dirty mattress on the ground. Number 20, there is so much damn stuff. The amount of mods for guns is in the thousands. It was said that there are 4,000 weapon mods, and that the game artists went more overboard with this game than in Fallout 4, so that there's just so many neat little sights to see as you rummage through old buildings and enjoy the world building of this massive game. There's challenges to complete, outfits to unlock, and atoms which you obtain by completing challenges, weapon skins, and other cosmetic stuff. So if you're a completionist, there will be more than plenty for you to do. In terms of microtransactions, there are some, but at launch they should only be for cosmetics from the Atomic Shop. Items for your workshop, weapon skins, funky outfits, stuff like that. We were told they are deliberately trying to avoid a pay-to-win situation. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 20 sexy little details about Fallout 76. These should all be pretty new to you, and if not, I'm sure 90% were. Now that Michael has had some hands-on time with the game, we feel a lot more confident in how it's going to turn out. It won't be the same as our other much-loved Fallout games, but it's still going to be a truly fun, unique Fallout experience. Guys, we will have many videos coming in the future for Fallout 76 covering everything from now to the beta, to launch, to infinity and beyond. We will be there. So if you're excited to jump in and play Fallout 76 too, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified as soon as we make another awesome video helping you guys through Fallout 76. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it. My name is Scott, and I'll be back to nerd out with you again in the next one.